Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. A warm welcome to meeting number 53 of the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Prasang Mani, your Sergeant at Arm for today's meeting. As Sergeant at Arm, it is my responsibility to highlight some key points for the meeting. First, the meeting is blocked for 2 hours, urging you to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefits. Your video should be on, your audio should be off, and only unmute yourself when you need to speak or call to speak. Third, regarding the topic of sex, politics, or religion, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restriction, at the Gaby Toastmaster Club, we request all the role takers and speakers to be mindful and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Our club mission: we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, let me now hand over the stage to our today presiding officer, Toastmaster Joan Joseph. Before I do, let me introduce. Toastmaster Joan Joseph is a content writer and avid reader with more than 3 years in Toastmaster, a two-time division evaluation champion and former district table topic champion. She has also mentored winning table topic teams. She resides in the serene mountains of Himachal, enjoying conversation, reading next to a cozy fire, and listening to the story of a stranger. Over to you, presiding officer John Joseph.
Thank you so much. And please give a big round of applause for our acting Sergeant at Arms, Prasang Mani, today. He took up the role in the last moment. Thank you so much, Prasang. That shows a very strong quality of leadership, when called upon at the last moment and then coming and saying, I'll take it up. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Welcome to the 53rd meeting of Gabby's Online Advanced Toastmasters Club, known as GOAT, fondly. And I officially open the meeting today. Every Toastmasters meeting is an opportunity to learn, practice, grow, and have a lot of fun, honestly. Whether you're delivering a speech, taking on a role, or simply listening with an open mind. I'd like to thank everyone who has taken up a role today and extend a special welcome to our guests, if any. I can't see anybody here. If there is any guest here, please raise your hand or unmute yourself, but I can't see anyone. We hope you enjoy the meeting and experience a supportive and positive environment that makes Toastmasters such a unique place. Let's make most of this opportunity, encourage one another, and have a productive and enjoyable meeting.
Hi,
Now,
sorry for interrupting. You mentioned about guests, so I unmuted
yes, please,
myself.
please, please,
I joined
please.
earlier. I joined as a guest again today. I wanted to move it more closer, so I joined again.
Okay, can you please tell your name and
Uh, I am
are
I
you a
am Pratham
Toastmaster?
Das. I am from Kharagpur. I by day I do software works. By night I am a Blender 3D artist, and I am recently graduating. It's a bit intro for myself.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause for our guest to show that courage to come over and unmute and interrupt and say hi. But I love that because I asked for guests to do that. Thank you so much. And now let me hand over the stage to none other than the Toastmaster of the day, who's going to host the entire meeting. And for today or this evening, it's none other than me, Joanne Joseph, as your Toastmaster of the day. I have brought in a very interesting theme. At least I think it's an interesting thing. That is about critical thinking in the age of artificial intelligence. Is there anybody in this room right now? We have 14 people, including me. Is there anybody in this room who has yet not experienced AI in any form? Chat GPT, Claude, Gemini, any form. Is there anybody? Then please raise your hand. No one, right? We have all come officially entered into the age of AI. We all know whether we like it or not, it's there and it's going to stay. So then, if artificial intelligence is here, and we all know it can do a lot of things better than us, no doubt about that, what is that one edge we have? as humans that will keep us away from or give us an edge over artificial intelligence. And in my opinion, it is the ability to think. Now, I know people will go ahead and say, even AI can think, no doubt about that. Yes, AI can think, and AI does think, and unfortunately, a lot more quicker than what we do. But all its thinking is limited to all the parameters that humans have put in. The potential of breaking that limit of imagination is yet with human beings. And so, in an age where artificial intelligence can give you all the answers for all your questions, what matters? Think about it. If it can give all the answers for all the questions, what matters is how good you are in critically thinking and asking the right questions. Because the information and data is already there. Out in the world, every AI agent has it. But the questions that you ask and the analysis that you do critically is what will give you an edge. Now, I'm not going to go into deep technology because that is not my expertise. But let's talk about communication because that is where I come from. For people who know, I think I'm a decent communicator, not great, but decent communicator. And I'm really good at table topics. And every time people ask me, how are you so good at table topics, Joanne? From where do you get the content? Where is that all coming? The fodder. We are always blank. When we get a topic, we don't know what to say. Or maybe a couple of sentences and then it's blank. But you always have content. And I always have content because, believe it or not, I have trained my brain to think critically using multiple tools. And today I'm going to share two tools that I personally use literally on a daily basis to do my analysis and thinking about anything and everything under the sun. Literally. The first tool that I use is known as 360-degree thinking. Is there anybody in this room who knows what is a 360-degree thinking pattern? Anybody? Nobody? Great. Then I'm happy because then I'm happy that I'm bringing something new and interesting to the group. So a 360-degree thinking is very simple. Any topic, event, word, okay, anything that is there in your mind or you're given as a table topic or something is happening in the world, you develop an ability to section the topic, dissect the topic, and analyze it in different ways. Now, I'll give you an example using, of course, Toastmasters, because that's what we are doing. Imagine you're standing there and the table topic master has given you the topic agriculture. Agriculture. And you're like, huh? What am I going to talk about agriculture? So in 360-degree, what we do is, say I get the topic agriculture, I will start dissecting it into different sections or perspectives. Farmer's perspective, consumer's perspective, government, economy, technology, environment, psychology, climate, social structure, the history of agriculture, business, global, ethical dilemmas, future. You're like, bhai, ye sab kya bol diya? What is she talking about? Right? It sounds so much, but it's very simple. In my brain, I always have a map because I have trained my brain this way. So, I simply write agriculture here. I don't know whether you can see or not. And then I draw a circle. Okay. And then I will start doing a 360-degree analysis of this topic. Historical. So, what is the history of agriculture in India? Do I know something? A little bit I have studied somewhere, 10th standard, 8th standard, all that information comes in. What is the historical information I have on agriculture globally? So I know that China went with agriculture after its independence, while India went with industrialization rather than agriculture. So what is the impact? Psychology. What is the psychology of people nowadays? Do people like agriculture? No. We see that you don't like agriculture. Then I'll talk about the youth. Then finance. What is the financial condition of agriculture or farmers in India? Then I'll talk about social standing. Is the social standing of farmers good or not? Then I'll talk about technology and science. So you're getting an idea what's happening. I am taking a topic and dissecting it in different sections. And there are many more sections you can keep on adding. Ethical dilemma. Okay. What is animal husbandry? So again, human lives, how it is affected by agriculture. Environment and social conditions, climate change, how it is affecting agriculture. What am I doing? I'm simply dissecting one single topic into multiple sections. What this gives me is unlimited content. Whether it's your table topic, whether it's your speech, or whether it's your daily life. If you want to become a better communicator, you need to have the ability to critically analyze any topic. And go ahead and I challenge you. Any topic you take, whether it's your profession, whether it's your relationship, it doesn't matter. You start analyzing it using these sections, and you will realize that you have such a strong analytical view of one single topic, so much more content to talk. So next time you're talking with your boss, next time you're in an interview and somebody asks you anything, right? Even if you don't know the main topic, you will have many subtopics from which you can collect the data and talk about it. So this is the 360-degree tool of critical thinking, helps you to analyze a topic and gives you many more content. And I hope today in the table topic session, some of you will start using this and be able to speak for more than 2 minutes. That, my friends, was one of the tools of critical thinking. I hope it helps you. Now, that is critical thinking, but let's come back now to this amazing meeting that we have. What happens in a Toastmasters meeting? Generally, everybody here knows except our one guest. So for the guest benefit, I'll repeat. We have 3 sessions: prepared speeches, the wonderful table topic session, and of course, the most awaited evaluation session. The evaluation session is headed by the Master General Evaluator. For today's meeting, we have our General Evaluator, none other than Toastmaster Chitrangana. Now, let me introduce Toastmaster Chitrangana Singh. She is a product manager taking pride in solving problems for millions. So I'm sure Chitrangana also knows about critical thinking and analysis. Mom to 1-year-old mischief maker. She is a passionate traveler, a dance enthusiast. And in this phase of her life, she says it's a shift from reading towards focused speaking and listening. And that is what drives her for the Toastmasters journey. Over to you, General Evaluator Chitrangana Singh.
I hope I'm visible and audible.
You are visible and beautifully audible.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Joane, for this wonderful introduction. All right, as the general evaluator today, my role is to give feedback on the general conduct of the meeting, as well as with my team, 3 more aspects: how well timed our speeches were, how well we used language, and how well we were listening to anybody else who was speaking. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you my team. The first role taker from my team is Toastmaster Harshal Jadhav, who is taking up the role of a timer. Do I have you in the meeting, Toastmaster Harshal Jadhav? Why don't you introduce your role to us? Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Before I explain my role, I want to tell you something. Yesterday, I got a harsh reality check that resources are limited. No, my card didn't decline saying insufficient balance. It was something else. I was at a very important moment of completing a very important project of mine, and my cloud AI tool said, your tokens allotted to you are finished. Please come after 12 hours. So after that, speaking about resources, I wanted to track the most invaluable resource, and that is time. So I'm here today. As a timer for today, I would be keeping track of time for all speeches to evaluations and everything in between. Yeah. For speeches, I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. And for table topics, I would be showing the red card on completion of 1 minute. Apart from this, one more thing is that there will be 30 seconds grace period provided on both sides. That is less or more. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harshal. I apologize that I missed introducing you. Harshal is a CA student from Goa who just finished his articleship at EY. He has joined Toastmasters to become comfortable presenting his ideas. Harshal, I'm already thrilled by the way you introduced the concept of time without making your introduction, or rather the introduction of the timer role boring. I'm pretty sure I have a lot to learn from you throughout the journey on Toastmasters. Moving on to the other role taker from my team, I have my language evaluator for the evening, Toastmaster Rahul Swami. A bit about Toastmaster Rahul Swami. He's a fitness enthusiast and the marketing analyst at Sanofi Hyderabad with over 4 years of work ex. An ambitious, strategic thinker with a knack for learning new things. He has come back to the Gabbys to continue his public speaking journey. In his free time, he loves to work out, spend time with his pet and family. I also happen to be Toastmaster Rahul Swami's mentor, and I am super excited to having all the conversations with him. Over to you, Toastmaster Rahul Swami. Why don't you introduce your role to us?
Hi, hello everyone. Sorry for the inconvenience. I was traveling. So I am grammarian for today's meeting. Um, and when I was in my childhood, and people were there who were speaking very fluent English, and I was blabbering something, not knowing what I was speaking, and even I was scared. People are very easy to judge us when we speak bad grammar. That's why I am here. I'm here to make you improve a little today in this meeting. I'm here today to check your grammar, check your filler words like so you know. Also, I will be taking note of the rhetorical devices which you will be using and even good usages in today's meeting. And I will be sharing this report of entire meeting with all the grammar, which you are good grammar as well as areas of improvement later at the end of this meeting. Thank you. And my word of the day today is discernment. So what do you mean by discernment? Discernment is ability to judge well, the skill to recognize and understand what is true or important or appropriate. So, how you can use discernment in today's session? So, example number one is a leader demonstrate discernment by carefully evaluating different perspectives. Or you can say, while AI can generate many answers, it's human discernment that helps us identify the most reliable or meaningful one. I will also drop this word of the day discernment in the chat box for your perusal. I request everyone to use the word of the day in today's meeting, and that's all. See you at the end of the meeting. Back to you,
Thank
General
you.
Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul Swami, for this wonderful way of explaining why language is important to you and should be important for all of us. Moving on to the third member of my team, I have Toastmaster Mamta Jain playing the role of listener. A little bit of introduction for Toastmaster Mamta Jain. She brings with her a unique blend of creativity and logic, being both a visual designer and an engineer. This rare combination shapes her perspective, allowing her to tackle challenges with imaginative flair and analytical clarity. She believes that when creativity meets structure, even the most complex ideas can be transformed into meaningful impact. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta Jain. Why don't you explain our role to us?
Thank you, Toastmaster Chitrangana. Good evening, everyone. The Dalai Lama once said, when you talk, you are only repeating what you already know. But when you listen, you may learn something new. I am your listener today. My role is to pay close attention to what is being said during the meeting. At the end, I will ask a few fun questions to see how well you are listening to. Let's all listen actively and enjoy the meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster Chitran.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta Jain. All right, that was my team and myself acting as general evaluator and time, language, and listening skills evaluator for the evening. We will come back to you when called upon towards the end of the meeting by the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Madam TMOD.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause for the general evaluator and her entire team. Now, quickly, let's go to the prepared speeches session. Before we start the prepared speeches session, trust me, this is an advanced online Toastmasters club. So, because it's an advanced club, there has to be something different. Usually, it's a speech and then an evaluator assigned to the speaker. But in Gabbys, what we do is we assign two evaluators for the same speech. So that's double the amount of feedback and more learning for all of us together. Tonight, we have two speeches in this meeting, and the first speaker of the day is Toastmaster Ganesh, who will be evaluated by two evaluators, Toastmaster Gaurii Agarwal and Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. Can I ask if Gaurii is in the meeting room, all prepared? Can I get a yes, Gaurii?
I'm there, Toastmaster Joane.
Thank you so much. And what about Smruti?
Yes, I'm here, Joanne.
Thank you so much. So, Zoom Master, please spotlight this first speaker of the day, that is Toastmaster Ganesh. Ganesh was born and brought up in Chennai. He is a lifelong learner, traveler, explorer, and trekker. He's a finance professional and juggler by passion. Currently, he works as a business analyst in a Fortune 500 banking organization. He joined Toastmasters to improve his communication and public speaking skills. He is right now attempting his presentation mastery path level 2, project 3, introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Timer, please note the speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Evaluators, please note the purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a prodigy. Ganesh, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Can you see the timer?
No.
No? Okay. Zoom Master, can you please spotlight the timer as well? Toastmaster Harshal, you can. Thank you. Toastmaster Ganesh, the guide I never knew I needed. The guide I never knew I needed, Toastmaster Ganesh.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Change is one of the most powerful forces in our life. What constitutes the change and why do we need to resist it? Because it changes a lot. When we look back about 9 years ago, when UPI payment system was introduced, many persons are afraid due to security issues, sharing of data to the third party. But when we look back today, it's become a part of our payment system. GPay, PhonePe has become part of everyone's life. Next change, when you look back about 4 years ago, when AI artificial system was introduced, many people have thought it's just a text generation tool. But when you look back today, it become part of everyone's life, and everyone are forced to upskill with the AI to stay relevant in the current role. So the question is either we completely adapting the change or not, but the change will keep on moving forward. This constitutes to the one of the most changes in my personal life. Have you ever felt completely paralyzed due to one fear? That's due to public speaking. Yes, fear of public speaking. It was my initial days of my organization. During my induction day, I was stand up and given me one simple task: introduce about yourself. Yes, introduce about myself. That time, my heart was racing, my voice was trembling, my hands were sweating. With this somewhat my inner debate, I somewhat completed my intro. But later I was thinking what my colleagues will think about me, what are others have think about me, what is my back, what is the image after me. With this mindset, one gentleman from that room has eventually has introduced me to one of the beautiful forum that changed my public speaking journey. That's Toastmaster International. So with this, I identified one club. I joined as a guest. As usual, I joined late and I took a corner seat. So I was seeing everyone was confident except one person, that's me. So later I keep on coming as a guest with my inner debate with myself. Later I became a member. So initially it was seconds as converted into minutes. I was taking a small roles and one speeches at a month. So then the ultimate journey of the Toastmasters not only about the prepared speech, it's about the Toastmaster mentoring. Yes, I also got benefited a lot from the Toastmasters mentors. During my complete 2 years of journey of my Toastmaster mentor, I was got benefited with 4 mentors. Why 4 mentors? Because I take lot of breaks and I restarted my journey and I changed my clubs due to some reasons. So my first 2 mentors, as having a similar style of mentors, whenever I used to write a script and share with them, they will seriously review and they will patiently review and provide the valuable feedback over a voice note, messages, or calls. They are the person one who created a strong foundation in my initial days of my Toastmaster and my public speaking journey. My ultimate transformation begins to my third mentor, Toastmaster Arati. I regard her as technology mentor. She is also part of my age group. She introduced me to make use of thesaurus and AI application for my prepared speeches. And also getting speeches are reviewed by her is not as easy as then delivering the speech. If something is not in line, if my project object is not in line, she'll instantly reject it. Such a strict mentor, always a very busy person. We used to start at review at 9:30 and we used to complete at late like 11:30. Because such a very detailed reviewer, with her guidance, I advanced to 2025 District 120 Area B2 Evaluation Contest and proudly secured the second runner position. That victory is not only belongs to me, also my mentor, one who reduced to standard to invest yourself in my life. And I'm coming to my last mentor. My fourth mentor is also my current mentor. Is part of my club, Parbo Speaker Toastmaster Club. Is Toastmaster Gopal Krishna Tharu, a respected senior person in the club, one who always keep on sharing knowledge in WhatsApp group. If I want to tell about him in one single word, a strict teacher with caring heart. Caring heart. During our school days, we used to remember our teachers as assigned some homework and keep on following till the completion. The similar mimic version I am seeing in my current mentor, Toastmaster Gopal Krishna. Have you prepared your speech? When was your next delivery? When was your next draft? When I can get your next revised draft? Have you spoken to VP? When was the next draft? So his intention is to create accountability. Later, the accountability has become a values, then the values become an intention. Also, apart from the mentors, I also got benefited something more beautiful, that the unofficial mentor, those who are not official assigned mentor, one who voluntarily come forward and provide the valuable feedback to me. Sometimes a small feedback, small suggestion, but makes a big difference in my speech. So when I look back about some years back, as a person who afraid to introduce for a seconds, but I'm delivering in front of you as a story. So during this Toastmasters journey, my mentors has transformed me a lot. Has changed my complete the way of my public speaking. I still not achieved my complete public speaking journey. But when I look back, has become a seconds, has converted into a minutes till the timer is showing green card. So without mentors, it's not possible. So the mentors has brought my inner confidence in my personal life, also my professional life. So be the person, be the mentor, be the change. Thank you. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together to congratulate Toastmaster Ganesh. That was a wonderful speech on mentorship. And throughout your speech, all I was thinking is how much envy I have for you, Toastmaster Ganesh, to find so many mentors. It's so difficult for me to find even a one single mentor and, get that information and get that help. So kudos to you for doing that. Next, let's go for the second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Devishree, who will be evaluated by, again, 2 evaluators, Toastmaster Archana Prajapati and Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Can I get a yes or a hi from Archana? Are you there in the meeting room? Thank you so much. And Toastmaster Sunil?
Yes, I'm there.
Thank you. Zoom Master, please spotlight the speaker, Toastmaster Devishree. Devishree is a software engineer who enjoys solving problems and continuously sharpening technical skills. Beyond work, Devishree finds balance through gardening, which builds patience and calm, and stays energized through her love for music. Driven by a passion for growth, Devishree joined Toastmasters to strengthen communication skills, build confidence, and become a more effective speaker. She is attempting her level 1 project 4 from the path dynamic leadership, project name evaluation and feedback, Speech duration, timer please note, is 5 to 7 minutes. Evaluators, please note the purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Devishree, are you ready? Hello?
I'm ready.
Thank you. You can see the timer? Yes, thank you. Toastmaster Devishree, the power of 1 hour. The power of 1 hour, Toastmaster Devishree.
Every evening, for nearly 3 years, someone knocked on my door. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. During my college days, Shamila and I were classmates and hostel mates. We were not close friends. In fact, we hardly spoke to each other. One evening after college, I had just returned to my room. Like every student, I wanted to relax for a while. Suddenly, there was a knock on my door. Standing outside was Shamila, carrying a stack of mathematics notebooks. She smiled and asked, "Can you teach me maths?" Shamila struggled with mathematics, wanting me to help. I agreed. She explained a few concepts and cleared her doubts. I thought that would be the end of it. But the next day, she came again. And the day after that, then again, and again, and again. Soon, it became her daily routine. She never missed a single day, not even during holidays. I admired her discipline. One day, I was tired and couldn't teach her. She looked disappointed. Feeling sad, I said, "Don't worry, I will teach you in the tomorrow evening." But the next morning, before sunrise, there was another knock. It was Shamila. She had woken up early and woke me up too. She politely said, "Let's complete yesterday's lesson." My friends feel bad for me. They couldn't understand her determination. They would often tell her, "She is tired. Sometimes she is not well. Why do you disturb her every day? Let her take some rest." Shamila never complained. She never argued. She simply changed the timing and started coming in the evening at 6 o'clock. That was the day I realized that wasn't just her routine anymore. Quietly, it had become mine too. The first semester examinations came. After the mathematics exam, she came to me and said, "I wrote the exam well. Thank you." I smiled and said, "You are welcome." A few weeks later, the results were announced. She ran towards me with tears of joy and said, "I scored 60% in mathematics." For many students, 60% may not extraordinary. But for Shamila, it wasn't just a number. It was confidence. It was hope. And it was proof that hard work really pays off. That's when I realized success is never about comparing ourselves with others. Success is about becoming better than we were yesterday. Her determination inspired me. From then on, I taught her with even greater dedication. Semester after semester, we continued. By the final semester, she was scoring 95% in mathematics. That day, she came to me with a smile and said, "You are a good teacher." Those simple words stayed with me. Until then, I thought I had only been solving maths problems. But in her eyes, I had helped build confidence. From that day onward, whenever someone asks for help with their studies, I never hesitate. As the saying goes, a candle loses nothing by lightening another candle. We all have 1 hour to spare. The real question is, will we spend it? Will we make a difference? Thank you.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause for our speaker, Toastmaster Devishree. And with that, we complete the prepared speeches session. Now, according to the agenda, for those who have gone through the agenda, you will know that the next point is the break, the 5-minute break. But I have a proposal, and please listen to me. I propose that we scrap the break. We are just 19 people, and instead use that 5 minutes to learn one more tool of critical thinking, which will make us better speakers, and I promise you, better thinkers. What do you guys say? Yes or no? If nobody says anything, I will think that it's okay. I'll go ahead. Okay, thank you so much. I got a couple of thumbs up, so I propose that we scrap the break and go for the next tool. And I really want to give you the next tool before the table topic session so that you can use it probably in the session today itself. And the second tool for critical thinking is something that, trust me, all of us know. First standard, second standard, third standard, all our essay teachers have taught us this tool. But over the years, as becoming adults, we have forgotten to use it in our daily life. And that is the method of WH question. Now, what is WH question? Any guesses? It's so simple. All of us have used it. I promise you. Any idea, any guesses? What is WH question?
I guess which ask in details. Like example is how.
Very good. Very good. You're there. It's that what, why, who, how, when, and where. This is the WH question. What, why, who, how, when, and where. Any topic, again, any topic, any event in your life, you're having a discussion with your dad, you don't know how to convince him, you want to dissect the topic, you want to analyze it. It is your discernment whether you want to use a 360-degree tool or the WH question. But WH question is much more quicker. On the spot, it's easier to do WH rather than 360. 360-degree requires some time, a lot of knowledge, database. But WH is very easy. Again, once again, I'm repeating, write it down. What, why, who, how, when, and where. I'll give you a live example. Say you have a topic, remote work, table topic, remote work. 99% of the time, including me, the first thing that comes to my mind is remote work good? Is remote work bad? That's it. And then I'm blank. So all I'm thinking about is it good? Is it bad? Because that's how our brain is trained to form an opinion. We don't analyze. We don't go into deep details. We simply hear something and quickly form an opinion and then speak. But if you take a pause and start using the WH method, so you will first ask the question, what? What is remote work? What job can be done remotely and what cannot be done remotely? What are the biggest advantages and disadvantages of remote work? So you got already three subtopics for content that you can write in your speech, during your table topic, or even a conversation, or in your interview. Then why? The second one is why. So why did remote work become popular? Why did remote companies start giving work from home? Why do some companies like it or some companies hate it? Why do employees prefer remote work? I know all of us can give that answer properly. Then who? Who is benefited the most? Who struggles the most? who dislikes it the most, who loses money or who makes more money. Like, for example, I'll tell you, if you think about it, in remote work, who loses money? The cafes, the restaurant owners of your buildings in which you're working, they lose money. But then who makes money? Your employer does make money, because his electricity bill, his rental space bill, all of that is gone if you look at it. So these are different perspectives you can make. How does remote work affect your productivity? How does it affect your teamwork culture? When did it come? So the historical, you can then bring the COVID, you can then bring was there remote work option before COVID, after COVID? When should employees come to the office? When does remote work become ineffective? And where does it work? What kind of people can do it, not do it? So you get the gist, right? So next time, say if your table topic master says everyone should work from home, yes or no, debate. It's so easy for you, because now if you think about it, what, why, when, how, where, you will have so much more content to talk about. And this what, why, when, how, where, my dear friends, I promise you, you can use it anywhere in your life, any moment when you're having a conversation. It's an effective tool of communication to analyze and dissect in detail any topic. Of course, again, it's your discernment which tool you want to use, 360-degree or the WH1. But let's quickly go to the next session, the most exciting one I know for everybody, because otherwise it's only the TMOD who's talking the most. But here, all our Toastmasters and guests get an opportunity to speak, and that is none other than the table topic session. And once again, it's an advanced online Toastmasters club, so there has to be something different and unique in the table topic session as well. And that unique aspect of the Go Table Topic session will be explained to you by none other than the Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal. Sachin Jaiswal is the CFO at Aza Fashions with over 25 years of experience across retail, e-commerce, FMCG, and many other industries. He is a chartered accountant and an alumnus of IIM Bangalore and Columbia Business School. He has successfully led large-scale business transformations, finance automation initiatives, and global operations. He is recognized as India's leading CFO and is passionate about creating value through innovation, operational excellence, and strong corporate governance. Over to you, Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal, for the session.
Thank you, TMOD, Joane, Joseph, for a kind introduction. And good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So today I am your table topic master, and it's a special table topic session with a Go twist. And I'll explain how it will work. I'll have 5 to 6 topics, and there'll be 2 speakers. One speaker will be talking in favor and one against the topic. Each speaker will have 1 minute. At the end of the time, the speaker will be muted, and I request timer to help us with muting the speaker after 1 minute. Now the speakers will be either picked by me or they can raise their hand and before the topic is announced. With this, are we all ready for this exciting journey? Great. So our first topic, I would like to invite Toastmaster Bindu Joseph and Language Evaluator Toastmaster Rahul Swami. Can both of you come online? Bindu, are you there? I can see Rahul.
I don't see Bindu in the meeting.
Oh, he was there. She dropped, looks like.
She was there, but now she's not there.
Okay, okay. Then I'll request Toastmaster Pratham.
Pratham is a guest, but yeah.
Yeah. So guest Pratham, I'll request.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rahul, Toastmaster Rahul, you will be speaking for the topic, and Pratham will be speaking against the topic. And the topic is AI making us smarter? I'll also paste the topic. Is AI making us smarter?
I am against it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first Rahul will go.
Yes, AI is making us smarter. Just look around. whenever you have to do some work based on, be it your studies or your academics or maybe your corporate work, don't you use AI? Don't you use ChatGPT or your personal company's AI? I think we all use it. And AI is something which gives you a personalized answer, something which you can never get from Google, right? Because AI is making us smarter if we are using it appropriately. Like, I had to create a report, and today only I got a request from my stakeholder, and there was something like Think Cell, which I was not knowing anything about, but I became an expert in Think Cell by AI. That's my.
Over to you, guest Pratham.
Uh, as my fellow team Toastmaster said, Rahul, AI is making us smarter, but I beg to differ here. I feel like AI is making us smarter, but as like a donkey, where the donkey never gets the carrot, but he constantly works. So what is happening here, when we are constantly using AI, and AI is so accessible, we are losing the ability to remember things. Google effect is a term which is mentioned where the more easier it is to access or store it, we will, as a human, we will remember the location instead of the information. So AI is making us to remember the location instead of the what, how, or which we are learning. So instead of the topic, we are just searching it in AI. And sometimes what happens is we are learning the wrong information. There might be the latest information out there if we just search it, but if we are using AI, it might not have the latest information and we are getting the wrong data.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul and Pratham, for a wonderful take on both for and against the topic. Now I'll move to the next topic, and for that, I'll request Toastmaster Mamta Jain and DTM Saurabh Datta. Can you spotlight DTM Saurabh Datta also? Yeah. So topic for both of you is, should AI be banned in school exams? Toastmaster Mamta will talk for, and DTM Saurabh will be against the topic. So over to you, Toastmaster Mamta. Should AI be banned in school exams?
AI should be banned in school exams. We all take a lot of help from AI. Whatever we have a question in our mind, without thinking, we just put our problem on the AI and we get the beautiful answers. And we don't use our mind. And when in exams, we have a question in front of us, we don't think we can't think about that problem what is given in our exams because we had not practiced it. We find our answer in the AI, and that is not helpful for the students in the exam. So it should be banned for the students to make them more creative and more to make them thinking well. And
over to you, DTM Saurabh.
In my opinion, there should only be one thing in this world that should be banned. That is, you should ban the word ban. There is nothing in this world that can be banned in today's age because no one has the power to ban anything. It is actually an illusion that you are banning something because the moment you ban something, people consume it more. A very good example is liquor in Gujarat. Right? All of us know that in Gujarat, it's a dry state, and all of us know exactly where to find liquor in Gujarat, right? So anywhere in India, wherever or anywhere in the world, whatever has been banned, people have used it more. So if you really want something to be used more, ban it. If you want it to be used less, then don't ban it. So the question is, if you want people not to use AI in schools, don't ban it. Do yourself a favor. But if you want to really students to use it more and more and become more dumb, like Mamta says, then the dumbest thing to do is to ban it. Thank you.
Great, great. What a take, DTM Saurav. Yeah, I totally agree with you. If you ban something, people will be, more, eager to use that. So, and that will get a lot of mileage. So later, it's better not to ban anything. And nowadays, if anything is controversial, you ban. Entire focus of media, entire focus of everybody's on that. Totally agree with you. And good take by Toastmaster Mamta Jain. Now, for the next topic, I will request timer Harshal and guest Komal Singh. Komal is online. Harshal is also. Yeah, can you spotlight Komal also? And this topic is very close to my heart and to everybody's heart. And it's the most talked about topic. Does AI threaten jobs? Toastmaster Harshal will be in favor and guest Komal Singh will be against. Does AI threaten jobs?
Definitely, AI does threaten jobs. But so if we see during the last few years, unemployment has only increased, does not decreased. And along with that, only automation is increasing. AI is just another thing in the automation industry, but something which is much faster than what we think. Earlier, only manual work, which didn't require any intuition or judgment, that only got replaced. But now, even that what we thought would not be ever replaced, our judgment, even analytics, it can be done with AI. So surely the AI would affect jobs and it would create unemployment. Over to you, Roman.
Komal, over to you.
Yes, I feel that AI is changing the job market and everybody is using AI nowadays. But I don't think AI completely changed the human's mind, human perspective, and it will not automate our work completely because every field human minds needed. We need AI need human to operate everything. So I feel that AI will not lose the job. It will also be as a human being always be there and always do job. That's all from myself.
Great, both Harshal and Komal, what a wonderful take. And I must add my flavor to it. In one of the meetings, I got to know that Mr. Mukesh Ambani was addressing his senior colleagues. It was, a top executive from Reliance. They were taking that meeting. And then it was relating to AI. And Mr. Mukesh Ambani said that to all his senior colleagues who were mostly 60 plus, said, you will not lose your job because you don't know AI. But you will definitely lose your job if you're not using AI. So the message was to learn AI and start using it. Yeah. So that was the message from Mr. Mukesh Ambani. So yes, there are pros and cons of AI. AI generates job also, but then again on the other side, some of the transactional jobs, they can be uh, going out from the market. People who don't upgrade themselves will be at the risk of losing their jobs. But at the same time, it will create a lot of new job opportunities. So we have to use AI for our and better our skills through using AI. We have to use it to our advantage. Now for the next topic, I would request Toastmaster Prasang. Can can Toastmaster Prasang be highlighted? Yeah. And then we have a guest Nitya. I will request guest Nitya to come online.
Sachin, we will only allow guests who have their cameras on.
Okay.
So, yeah, if the guest doesn't have the cameras on, you can call any of the evaluators, role takers, also any of the members, but
Okay. Then
only guest cameras on.
I'll request Evaluator Gaurii Agarwal. Yeah. The topic for both of you is, can we trust information generated by AI without verification? Prasang will speak in favor, Gaurii will speak against it. Can we trust information generated by AI without verification?
Can we trust the information generated by AI without verification? And I think definitely we can do it. Why not? If you look at the way AI works, how the AI is generating information, it is generating information based on data it has been trained on, and the data on which the AI has been trained on, that is a kind of factual information which is giving to AI. Right? It is not something that the people who are training the data, they are feeding the wrong information in the AI. They are feeding the right information. They do a lot of scrapping of the data from a lot of different trusted sources and fetch into the AI to train it. And even after training it, they do a lot of testing by fetching, uh, by putting a lot of random question and fetching the answers. They check it, like if they are getting the right answer or not, and then they publish the models. So all the models which are published in the internet.
Toastmaster Gaurii, over to you.
I don't think we can trust information generated by AI. It's like writing a first draft, working on that math problem, or wrestling an argument with your sister. That is where actual thinking happens or used to happen. You skip that struggle and you put a prompt in AI, I think you're skipping the learning. If you're getting an answer instantly, I think you're only gaining confidence. People are less likely to even think whether it's true or not. So, in my opinion, I don't think information generated by AI without verification is a likely thing. It's something like a muscle. Students who use, you just gave a table topic. So students who use AI for writing an essay, I think what they are skipping is the reasoning skill. They are not retaining the reasoning skill. So that's my take.
Great take by Toastmaster Gaurii and Prasang Mani, and I must add my color to it. And I'll tell you, I do a lot of stock market, and every day nowadays I use ChatGPT, Gemini, and even Perplexity, and then I'll ask whether to buy these shares, not to buy these shares. And trust me, a lot of time it gives right answer, a lot of time doesn't give right answers. So I agree that we should verify the information because we cannot trust AI completely. And if you are going to trust, especially in stock market, you're going to lose money. So definitely we have to verify. But a lot of information can be trusted also. So there's a catch in that. We have to be careful. With this, I'll move to the next topic. And for this topic, I will invite Toastmaster Sunil Gupta and Toastmaster Smruti. Can they be spotlighted? Toastmaster Smruti, yeah. And this again is a topic very close to my heart. Should AI be allowed to influence election through campaign tools? Should AI be allowed to influence election through campaign tools? So Toastmaster Sunil will speak in favor and Smruti will be against it.
Win. win, win, win. I'm going to win the election. How come? Whatever way. If I can purchase voters, I can influence voters with my speech or with AI. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you win, you are elected, you become leader, you dominate people. So what is the problem by influencing people with AI? It has it has uh, it has discovered to help us in our household, in our professional work, in our uh, banking, in our why not in politics? So I agree with the statement that AI is helpful, very helpful to make speeches, to influence people, to get people to win the election.
Over to you. Hi, Smruti.
Win, win, win. That's exactly where the narrative said by my fellow Toastmaster. And that's the very reason why AI should not be allowed to influence elections through campaign tools. Because I don't want to change the entire concept of campaign tool, but I would love to change the narrative from win, win, win to serve, serve, serve. And when you are there to serve, you have to understand people. To understand people, you have to talk to them. The moment you talk, that's the easier route to know them better, to have your own manually writing your campaign or even thinking about the idea, or not relying on AI completely, where you are not trying to understand your crowd, the people who are aiming to serve. So, in order to just change that narrative from win 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 to serve serve serve, I strongly oppose my fellow Toastmaster, and I strongly want each one of you to think of not you.
Great take by both the powerful communicators. There was a strong argument by both the speakers. So great take. Now with this, I'll come to my last topic, and I don't see except speakers. So I'll request speakers, both the speakers, to come online. Speaker Toastmaster Ganesh and the other speaker Toastmaster Devishree. Your topic is AI widening the gap between rich and poor? Is AI widening the gap between rich and poor? So Ganesh will speak in favor, and Toastmaster Devishree will be speaking against the topic.
Okay, thank you, TT Master. So answer is definitely not. Nowadays, we are speaking any AI tools. There is having a daily free limit, and some lot of AI tools are giving a free limits for the users. So when we are going for the advanced research only, we need to pay and take to the next level. So there is a no concept of rich and poor in the concept of AI, and many of the now AI has become part of everyone's life. Say example, Airtel. Many of the service providers are currently giving some free AI services for the users. So it's not bridging. So it's AI is actually AI is bridging the gap between poor and rich to make enhance our work. And also apart from that, nowadays many of the organizations has rolled out lot of AI tools, lot of premium AI tools for the employees. So my ultimate goal, AI is for everyone, and AI can be used by everyone, and all the tools are openly available to use. Thank you.
Thank you. And then over to you, Devishree.
Yes, actually, A is not widening the gap between rich and poor. Everyone can access it. Nowadays, everyone has mobile, so everyone is make use of it, even from village to the city, every place, everywhere, the people are having, even educated, uneducated, whoever the people, wherever the people may be, they are using mobile. So in the mobile, almost all the AIS tools are there. They are using for their own reason, even for nothing simple. It's not, it need not to be related to education, right? Anything they want to make a edit a video, edit a image. So it is accessible to everyone. So everyone make use of it and grow on that. So I'm not believing is widening the gap between rich and poor people. It is actually how the people are make use of it. Whoever knows how to use the AI tools, they can get benefit on the AI tools.
So great attempt by both the speakers. And only thing which I believe is that people can become rich by using AI. Whether it's bridging the gap, not bridging the gap, but one thing is very sure: if you use AI thoroughly, you will become rich. There are a lot of ways, maybe a stock market, or using a real estate, info. So a lot of information is available with the help of AI, which earlier we used to struggle to get those information. The AI, not all the information are correct, but but still a lot of information is there, and there are multiple AI, which we can, use to verify the informations also. There's Gemini, there's Perplexity, there's Chat GPT, multiple AI tools are there, which and even Copilot we can use to verify the same information on different platforms. So so one thing I sincerely believe that if we use more AI, we become rich. And I must tell you a small story here. So I was, a year back, I was listening to a speech of a very well-renowned CFO. So he said that every day he uses all the three, Gemini and Chat GPT, Perplexity before he goes for any meeting. So he will analyze the PPT on those three tools, and each PPT, each tool will throw their own analysis. So he uses the analysis thrown by the AI to present before the board or in the important meetings. So that's the power of AI. If we use it if we use it completely to our advantage, we'll really grow. With this, I'll hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day. Uh, Over to you.
Thank you so much. Big, huge round of applause for our table topic master. That was a wonderful session, and I'm so happy that we are a small group of people today. I always say this small group of people means everybody gets a chance to speak, and end of the day, that's why we are Toastmasters. We all want to speak. Now, let quickly call the general evaluator, Toastmaster Chitrangana, to take over for the general evaluation session. Over to you, Toastmaster Chitrangana.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Joanne. All right. I believe we are 3 minutes ahead of the agenda, and the 5 minute break that the TMOD skipped has some bearing to do on that. Yet, I'll still save that time for any evaluation that I might have to make towards the end of the meeting. Without further ado, for now, I'm going to straight away dive into our speech evaluation section. For the first speaker for the evening, Toastmaster Ganesh, we had two evaluators. Evaluator one is Toastmaster Gaurii Agarwal. A little bit about Toastmaster Gaurii. Toastmaster Gaurii is a chartered accountant turned image consultant and soft skills trainer, helping companies address people management challenges. As a leadership trainer and life coach, she guides transformation journey through her brand, Rebrand.self. She also incorporates tarot as a tool for self-awareness and personal growth. Over to you, Toastmaster Gaurii.
Toastmaster Ganesh, the goal of a protege speech is to make an audience feel the journey and not just hear the journey. And you did exactly that. You opened fearlessly by mentioning the fear of public speaking itself. And why that landed was because you immediately backed it off with a physical memory. You told us that your hands were shaking, your voice was trembling, and your heart was racing. That moved that point from a claim to an evidence, and that further made your speech trustworthy. Kudos to you on doing that. The next commendable thing about your speech was you opened by telling us that you could barely get through the introduction. You just spoke for a few seconds. And then you concluded by saying that here today I am, where the green card is up. So you have already shown us the growth. As an audience, I could analyze the growth myself, even without you telling me that. A mark of a good speaker again. Now, this is also a technique that it is worth repeating in your future speeches. Now, there were details about your third and the fourth mentor. And those were cinematic details when you said that I could reach out to her after 9:30 and then she would strike off the speech. The details that you gave about both the third mentor as well as your current mentor. Now, it made the mentor feel real to me as an audience. I've not seen them, but I could analyze their style of mentoring. And that was my takeaway as an audience. How can I help you take this speech to the next level? The first one is the first and the second mentor came and went by very swiftly. And you also mentioned unofficial mentors. Now, the point is that we learn from life itself. So that makes us a protege of life. In my discernment, if you would have created your whole speech around your conversations with the third mentor and the fourth mentor, or either one of them, it would have been more relatable and you could have given us more details about how it went. My second recommendation to you is regarding the rate of your speech. You tend to speak slightly faster. And do you write your speeches, Toastmaster Ganesh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would recommend that start reading your punctuation. So call a full stop, a long pause, and a comma, a small pause. And practice that when you are practicing your speeches. So in summary, if you can make the speech specific to a particular mentor or two mentors and work on the pacing of your speech, the rest of your speech was a delight because I was cinematically flowing with it. Thank you, and I wish you all the best for your future speeches.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurii, for this wonderful evaluation. Moving on to the next evaluator for Toastmaster Ganesh, we have Toastmaster Smruti. Toastmaster Smruti is a certified soft skills trainer, mentorship specialist, training content creator, and seasoned B2B enterprise sales professional. Her career is marked by a commitment to fostering personal and professional growth through communication, leadership, and learning. Within Toastmasters, she has held multiple executive roles at the club level and has served at the district level as a club mentor, club coach, and as a distinguished area director. She views every role as an opportunity to learn, lead, and lift others. Over to you, Toastmaster Smruti.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Well, Toastmaster Ganesh. There are very few speeches. After listening to the speech, you go back and check whether the speaker met the project objective, and there's a very big green tick mark. Today, your project met the project objective because of the delivery in your content. So that is where I'm speaking about the commendation. What really worked for me as an audience in your particular speech today? The content and the message. No second thought about what exactly Ganesh is speaking. Even though I know the pace was very high and that's what we discussed off late, but the content, the transition, the message was completely clear for me to understand. Starting from the change, then your individual Toastmasters journey, you moved to the mentor part. From mentoring, you again reflected to Toastmaster and you closed it beautifully again with the change aspect with a very strong call to action. So kudos on reflecting on it. As we're talking about, this is the second time you're delivering this speech. So we are already working on a lot of feedbacks. It takes a lot to deliver a second speech and trying to reflect on the feedback. And with the suggestions suggested by the previous evaluators, you already have a clarity here. There are two things which I'd like to offer in addition to the same. One is how to mix intentional gestures and exaggerations. That will take care of your pause. Now, for example, You did mention and highlighted a very important aspect that with the support of your second mentor, you achieved the second runner-up position. And that's a very highlight of your particular speech, a big achievement. How about presenting it by saying that with the help of my second mentor, I did achieve something unusual yet special. The second runner-up position in an evaluation speech contest. Now I'm exaggerating, I'm adding gestures as well. So this will help you to tone down, to pace it down. Second suggestion, and a very personal one, Ganesh. Rather than thinking how am I doing, how I can be better, shift your thought process to how can I help my audience to understand my message. And for that, do I need to pace it down? Do I need to talk slowly? Do I need to reduce the words? Have this mindset shift which will actually address the self consciousness which you have while you present your speech. But I am totally confident, Ganesh, that you have the content, you have the message, the clarity in picture. Work on the nuances of your speech aspect where you need to tone down the rhythm. Think about this intentional gestures with quiet exaggerations, and definitely change that self consciousness question. We are already there, and I'm really proud of for you to deliver a speech again. Many more good speeches to come, Ganesh, from here. I wish you all the best, and I give the stage back to Toastmaster Chitrangana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smruti. All right, on both the value, and why don't we have Toastmaster Gaurii as well? Both the evaluators were absolute spot on in their evaluations. Whatever areas of growth as well as strengths you highlighted, those were well exemplified. Kudos to both of you for making your the points of evaluation, the factors of evaluation, and the steps that the speaker can take to take the speech to the next level very clear. Kudos to you for that. I really do not have a recommendation for both of you. I believe your evaluations were spot on. As to the speaker, Toastmaster Ganesh, I believe both evaluators have already highlighted in one form or another, that the pace of your delivery could be controlled a bit more. I also believe that's going to take your speech to the next level. Another very minute point is good that Toastmaster Joane could ask the timer to be spotlighted. Why don't you ensure that you see the timer for your next speeches already? Otherwise, there is a chance that you might get confused on what time has already elapsed. That's all on my evaluation for you. All right. Thank you so much. Moving on to the next speaker for the evening, Toastmaster Devishree. Toastmaster Devishree will be evaluated by Toastmaster Dr. Archana and Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Toastmaster Dr. Archana is a consultant anesthesiologist, intensivist, and pain physician. Alongside her medical expertise, she brings a love for travel, art, and storytelling. Her passion for communication and personal growth makes her a wonderful addition to our Toastmasters family. Over to you, Toastmaster Dr. Archana.
Thanks for the introduction, Madam General Evaluator. It's the power of 1 hour. A wonderful speech delivered by Toastmaster Devishree, my target speaker. It was a beautiful reminder that even 1 hour investing on someone's life can impact so much in their lives, and it can also help us grow as a mentor, as a person who can inspire somebody. The three things which I absolutely liked about your speech was your structure of the speech. The first one was your hook. When you started with the story and telling that at 6 p.m. every day somebody knocks at my door, and that was the curiosity you generated through your hook. That was wonderful. The second part was the content. Yes, the content was very strong. You had a strong story to tell and lots of takeaways from your story. For example, when you said success is not about becoming better, it is about becoming better than yesterday, not becoming better than others. And the third part was your end. It ended with a question and a takeaway for the audience in the form of that question. So kudos to you on that part. Uh, the two things I would like to suggest over here is, since your story was strong, two things, if you add, uh, your storytelling will become stronger. The first one is the purposeful pauses, because you had a lot of pauses in your speech, which I could observe. But if the intentional pauses are those that makes impact. For example, when you said that there was no class and the girl was disappointed when you said, and the next day morning again she came. In the morning, there was a knock in the door. So you could have paused there and created the suspense. Oh, is she there? Means a pause could have enhanced that moment and the disappointment of yours when she came for your classes. The second one is the expression. Yeah, the voice tonality could have been used because there were so many emotions in your speech, like the excitement she had shared with you, like she secured some 60% of marks in math, mathematics, and she was excited. You could have expressed with your facial expressions and with the joy in your voice. You can have a faster pace and showed it with the help of your voice. And the second thing, the disappointment she had when you said no for the class. So it could have been at a lower pace and sad voice. You could have used it there to show the emotions, the contrast of the emotions. Overall, it was a great speech. You have your strong points are your content, your hook and the end, and the takeaways from your story. Only two things you need to incorporate: the purposeful pauses and the voice tonality. Uh, Kudos to you for delivering a wonderful speech, and I will looking forward for more such speeches from you. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Archana. Moving on to the next evaluator for Toastmaster Devishree, we have Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Toastmaster Sunil Gupta is highly enthusiastic about continuous learning and personal evolution, with a core belief in simplicity, integrity, and hard work. He joined Toastmasters to further refine his English communication and public speaking skills. He places a high priority on building strong, meaningful relationships to enrich his human connections. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta.
Toastmaster Devishree. There are very few people in this world who learn from their friends and also accept it that we have learned from from our friends. I love the gratitude you showed in your speech. Great job. Let me highlight some powerful points of your speech. First, your descriptive language. She came with tears of joy as she scored 60% marks. That kind of descriptive language, draws the audience into a story and makes them feel what you feel. Second is very common truth. You tapped into a common truth when you said success is not about comparing with others. It is all about comparing with yourself what you were studying. So that was a common truth. That's why my fellow evaluator also mentioned it. So everyone agree with this statement and is ready to support you. In this way, you shifted the audience from passive listening to active feeling. That is, you are talking about success. Third is gestures. Even though most of the time your hands remained still. However, when you moved your hands at the right side, there was knock at the door. It was not scripted. It was genuine, and I could feel it. Toastmaster Devishree, as you are at level 1, project 4, and you have learned speech crafting, vocal variety, and body language. Now, I think you need to sharpen your impact, your effect. And I have 2 suggestions for you for your next speech. First is your closed hands. I observed that you kept your hands closed like this. Am I visible? Yes. So it makes the audience misinterpret that you are confused, you are not confident. So please, next time, try to keep your hands open like this. And by keeping your hands open, you can invite people into your message and can make you can make your delivery feel conversational, and you can retain the audience attention. Second is audience engagement. You know that people love being talked with. When you engage them by asking questions with your eye contact or getting them to raise their hands, you can, for example, when you can, in the opening, you can ask the audience to show their hands if they have any friend who frequently knocks at the door. In this way, you can take them with you as active participants. To sum up, it was a great inspirational speech with this descriptive language, common truth, and hand gestures. I believe in my discernment, you have the power to take your speeches to greater heights. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Can we also have Toastmaster Dr. Archana? All right. As for both the evaluators, again, your evaluations for bang on as well. I'll start with Toastmaster Archana. Well-structured evaluation. You highlighted, you mentioned the strengths very well, as well as growth areas. Just 2 small recommendations from my end. Um, you well exemplified the first growth area. However, when you mentioned the tonality of the voice and what further could have done here, I believe the example could have been more elaborate. From the next time, maybe we can show how differently they can deliver the same dialogue with more voice modulations ourselves. That's number one. The other one, how about a summary towards the end of the evaluation on what was the highlight of the speech, what were the strengths, and what are the growth areas to make the speaker take their speech to the next level. Otherwise, the evaluation was absolutely spot on. Kudos to you. As for Toastmaster Sunil Gupta, again, well-structured evaluation. I really love the fact that you grab the subtle nuance of simply picking up the topic of the topic about okay, you exemplified how the speaker showed gratitude towards somebody in her speech, and I think that was a very subtle nuance that you picked up in your evaluation. So kudos to you for that. Also, you caught really well that the project that the speaker is attempting is dynamic leadership, and that requires the speaker to exude confidence. And to exude confidence, the gesture has a very strong role to play, and if it is and if the hands are closed, then that gives an indication of confusion to the audience. So kudos to you for picking up on that really subtle aspect on the project that the speaker is attempting on. I do not have any recommendation for you because you could wrap up your evaluation with a very neat summary as well. Kudos to you. Kudos to both the evaluators on the evaluation done for the speaker. As for Speaker Devishree, I really loved the pacing of your speech. I believe you have a very neat and clean delivery. I really loved listening to you because every word was clear to me. I believe the pauses and the pacing of your speech was very well defined. Just one recommendation for me. I believe the opening from your speech was a bit unclosed, unclear. I believe you had wanted that to be a hook. Maybe we could have tried building that hook a bit better rather than simply making a statement hang midway. That's all from my end on your evaluation as well. Great attempt on the selected topic and the speech. All right, now moving on to the evaluation on general proceedings of the meeting, I will start with the Sergeant at Arms. The acting Sergeant at Arms for the meeting today, Toastmaster Prasang Mani. Uh, Good job at checking in advance whether all role takers are available in the meeting or not just before the start of the meeting. You could start the meeting sharp at 7:30. So kudos to you for that. Also, as the presiding officer clearly called out, thank you so much for taking up the role at the last moment. I believe it requires great sincerity to the club for always being available to help in needs of distress. Kudos to you. Moving on to the presiding officer as well as the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Joane. Calling out, okay, I already have mentioned that I really appreciate you calling out that the Sergeant at Arms took up the role in the last moment. As a presiding officer, you could get the pace of the meeting, you could bring the energy of the meeting to a great level from your end. Kudos to you on that. Recommendation from my end, as a presiding officer, we have to ensure that the engagement from the guests is initiated. So, although you had for once asked if there are any guests in the meeting, they can speak up. However, uh, however, I believe that we moved on really quickly from waiting for any of those guests to come. Also, after one guest did come and introduced himself, there is no harm in creating a second call out if there are any more guests who have become available now, and if they would like to introduce themselves and tell us who they are. Again, another recommendation, you could have requested the guests to turn on their videos so that we could see them. Moving on to your role as Toastmaster of the day, I believe great job in teaching us the nuances of critical thinking. Can we have Toastmaster of the day, Joane, spotlighted alongside me? All right, now I can see you. Great. Thank you so much for telling these two aspects of critical thinking, the 360-degree thinking as well as the WH question. Personally, I believe that now my attempts on table topics are going to be notched up by using WH framework. Kudos to you for selecting the topic and adding a great content to it, which wasn't boring and generic at all. It was super specific, and you made sure that you are giving example of everything that you are suggesting as a tool. Now, couple of recommendations from my end. Number one is on pacing your own delivery. I felt that couple of due pauses were skipped, couple of due pauses slash transitions were skipped. Um, For example, I totally missed the first question that you posted to the audience. I believe that we could have waited for a couple of seconds for any responses. Um, for any responses to the audience, although you mentioned that okay, it pretty much doesn't make sense for I believe nobody wouldn't not be knowing any of these tools. But always and always when you are posting a question, even if it's rhetorical, it's okay. I think it's better to wait for a couple of seconds for people to kind of absorb what the question was. Number two is your transition from the presiding officer to Toastmaster of the day. I believe even that uh, required some due transition. For example, you could have mentioned, okay, now I am moving on to my role as Toastmaster of the day. I believe that could have created a very smooth transition when you are switching from one role to another. Third recommendation being, I really couldn't read what you were showing on paper. How about using a slide, next time onward, so that although what you were explaining was pretty lucid and pretty elaborate, yet I had slight dent of anxiety when I really couldn't read what you were showing. Um, uh, uh, Overall, great job at running the meeting as a Toastmaster of the day. Um, I believe that you skipping the break would also have been a conscious call because you really wanted to, let the meeting be on time. Kudos to you. Um, All right. Okay, now I will invite my before moving on to further role takers, I'm going to invite my team, the language evaluator, listener, and the timer to share their reports on the proceeding of the meeting. We'll start with the timer, Toastmaster Rahul Swami. Why don't you present your report and mention if there are any disqualifications?
I'll present my report. Is my report visible?
Not yet.
Okay. Think I'm having some technical issue. I'll read out my report. So all speakers as well as evaluator did show discernment regarding time. However, uh, evaluator 3, Dr. Archana Prajapati, took 3 minutes 50 seconds, and Toastmaster Sunil Gupta took 3 minutes 41 seconds, which is about the 3 minutes plus 30 seconds grace time. So apart from them, all other are qualified for the polls and are within the time range. Over to you, a general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harshal, for this brief report. A note on you. I already called out how I absolutely loved the way you introduced your role to us at the beginning of the meeting. Um, Keep doing that. I believe you do that for every meeting, and every meeting, whenever you are introducing your role as a timer, there is a new story to listen to. Kudos to you for bringing this novelty into a basic role like that of a timer. Definitely a lot to learn from you. Moving on to the next role taker from my team, um, the language evaluator for the meeting, Toastmaster Rahul Swami. Why don't you share your report with us?
Yeah. Just give me a second. Can I have the sharing rates, please?
Zoom moderator BTM Saurav, could you please give sharing rights to Toastmaster Rahul?
I've received it now. Thank you. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah.
Great. So first of all, coming to the word of the day, that was discernment. Many people used it. Joanne Joseph used it 2 times. Then Harshal Jadhav used it just now. And Toastmaster Gaurii Agarwal as well as Sunil Gupta used it.
talking about areas of improvement, so there were many parts where I noticed that sentence formation was could have been better. So my heart were racing. It should have been my heart was racing. Um, what is the image? What is the image after me? What's my image? That should be there. Later, I become a member. I became a member. That was the correct sentence here. Later, I became a member. Um, and also its intention is they are the person, so it should be he was the person. Okay. And then its intention is to create accountability. So I heard the speaker saying its intention, but in that context it should have been their intention is to create accountability. Okay. And then here, so this was good usage, but I didn't see any areas of improvement apart from the vocabulary. But good rhetorical devices were also there. Um, Coming to areas of improvement for further Toastmasters, so it was to get those information. It should be to get that information, not to get those information. Then banned for the students, it was repetitive somewhere. And then it was a good usage, noteworthy phrase. So pardon for this because I was doing a lot of stuff in this Excel. And here, so Toastmaster Ganesh, say example, for example should be the right word. And then rhetorical devices used was climax, your hook, your content, lots of takeaways. That was a climax. And metaphor, taking a small dose. And then antithesis used by Toastmaster Devishree, that it was just a number, it was confidence, it was hope. And then anaphora used by Joan Joseph, Toastmaster Joan Joseph, that was what, why, who, how, when, where, which he suggested in her speech. And then, um, yeah, so these were just a minute. I am, yeah, these are the filler words. I will just, yeah, if you are able to see, these are the filler words. And please take care of those fillers words, but you can pause for some time and then you can complete your sentence so that you're not using the filler words. But it's sometimes very hard, I can understand. So that's all. That's my language evaluation report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rahul Swami, for this detailed evaluation. I acknowledge it's not easy to keep a tab on the language usage of 20 speakers. Recommendations from my end, try to keep your report timed. I believe I could have asked the timer to do that, miss from my end for sure. However, try to keep your report concise in the form. Why don't you share your screen as a single snapshot of everybody's performance so that people can refer to what they did, both growth areas as well as highlights, and you call out the highlights of the great usages of language done by people, and let the people see their growth areas themselves and understand what they can improve on. Through this, we'll be able to keep a time check on language evaluation for sure. Otherwise, astute observation. Thanks for giving everybody due feedback. Moving on to the last member of my team, listener, Toastmaster Mamta Jain.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chitrangana. Wow, what an engaging meeting we had today. Each speaker added their critical thinking in the age of AI. Now, on the basis of discernment, it is time to find out how well everyone was listening. I have a few quick questions based on what was said during the meeting. Let's see who has been paying attention. Just raise your hand if you know the answer. My first question: what are the two tools that Toastmaster Joane uses for analysis?
360 WH.
And the second?
WH question.
Wow, wonderful. How many mentors does Toastmaster Ganesh have? Yes.
4.
Great. What are the elements of WH method according to Toastmaster Joane Joseph? Yes.
What, why, who, how, where, when.
Awesome. Every evening for 3 years, who knocked at Toastmaster Devishree's door and why?
Sharmila,
Right. And why?
to study, to take notes, to see.
Of which subject?
I forgot.
Math.
Yeah, right. According to Toastmaster Gaurii, what skill we are skipping while using AI?
Critical thinking.
No.
Creativity.
Analysis.
It was reasoning skill. Toastmaster Smruti changed the narrative win-win-win to what?
Serve.
Serve.
Wow, amazing. Great job, everyone. And thank you for being such attentive listeners. Remember, listening helps us connect, learn, and grow as speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster Chitrangana.
Thank you, Toastmaster, once again. Thank you for showing this bright smile and making my evening. I really love the way you conducted this small segment. Just couple of questions done with great smile, and we all had a great experience. Thanks a lot. Kudos to you for keeping a tab on what everybody was speaking and preparing these questions. All right, moving on to the last but one role taker of the evening, the table topics master, Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal. A well conducted table topic session, Toastmaster Sachin. Kudos to you for that. You had a pre prepared list of topic takers that saved time in figuring out who to pick up for taking up a topic. The second good part about the conduct of the segment was you shared your own stories as well as you were super attentive in chat, checking if anybody was willing to participate, as well as you were readily posting questions on the chat. Uh, Great job done there. Now, a couple of recommendations from my end. One is on the camera positioning. I believe right now it is better. Earlier, I could only see upper part, I mean, this part of your face. Ideally, the right camera position should make your face appear at the center of the window. Let's try to do that. The second recommendation from my end is when we are conducting a table topic session in a debate format, it is better to frame questions as sentences rather the table topics as sentences rather than questions, because uh, when we are mentioning a sentence, it makes sense to agree or disagree with that, which means speak in favor or against of that, but on a question it doesn't. Third recommendation is when you call the timer Toastmaster Harshal to take up a topic, you could have requested somebody else to take up the timer role for his topic in his absence. Pretty much that is from my end on your segment, a well-conducted table topic session. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sachin Jaiswal, for taking up this role and having a wonderful and interactive time with the audience. All right, as for the last role taker of the evening, which is the general evaluator, yours truly, I'll take a moment to highlight a couple of areas which I believe I could have done better. Number one is I missed pre-preparing pre-preparing or keeping handy the introduction of the speakers. I believed the fidgeting that I could have done, that I was doing while conducting the general evaluation, as well as figuring out the introductions, that could have saved. Number two is going through and practicing the flow of the meeting. The flow of my evaluation could have been better. The feedback on the conduct of the meeting has to happen after speech evaluation, as well as evaluations from the timer, language evaluator, and the listener. These two I have identified as a growth area for me. Maybe from next meeting onwards, the general evaluation done by me can be made better. With that, I wrap up my evaluation on the conduct of the meeting, the job done by different role takers. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, for closure on the topic.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause for our general evaluator. She has been speaking for the last almost half an hour, and that's a huge task. And it's not just speaking, right? It's giving feedback, which is critical speaking. Thank you so much for your feedback. I have taken my share of feedback, and I'm grateful for that. Now, as the general evaluator said, it's time for conclusion. But I don't want to conclude. I instead want to ask you a question. Should I conclude? I have literally almost 4 or 5 minutes. Should I conclude, or should I give you the third tool that I use for critical thinking? What do you guys want?
Third tool.
Sound good. Exactly. Third tool, right? And you will exactly know why I said I don't want to conclude. Instead, I want to give you the third tool for critical thinking, which is known as the first principle thinking. Anybody and everybody who knows Elon Musk and is interested in Elon Musk will know about the first principle thinking mechanism, because he made it famous. It was not discovered by him. It was not invented by him. It was actually, at least the credit goes to the philosopher Aristotle for bringing out the concept of first principle thinking. But it is something that I personally use in my life a lot for problem solving. First principle thinking is one of the best tools you can use to solve a problem. It's not about just topic, it's not about analysis. It's actually now critically thinking and solving an issue. And what is it? It is simply breaking down your issue or problem to the most fundamental truth and reasoning up from there. So it is like breaking all the assumptions that you have made, all the stories that you have heard, all the information that you have got on that problem. You just forget about it. You break all of that and go to the basic fundamental issue or the fundamental problem, and from there you build. Now I'll give you an example. The simplest example is, should I conclude or should I give the third principle, right? So here the assumption is I should conclude because that is what is written in the agenda, conclusion. But then I will go to the basic concept, the first principle, the basic core concept is I'll start questioning myself. What is the purpose of the objective of this theme? The objective of this theme is to give some really good critical thinking tools to my audience so that we all as human beings start thinking critically, use our brain, to make the analysis, to make in-depth, decisions, and then based on that live our life. So then if that is the objective, I came to the solution that I can choose to remove conclusion because this is not a speech. A speech requires a conclusion, a theme not so necessary. So I thought, okay, let me remove the conclusion and instead give the third tool. Okay, so this is basically first principle thinking. So there are 3 steps to first principle thinking. You can write this down. The step number 1 is identify the belief or the problem. Why do I believe what I believe? And what is the assumption that I'm making or everybody in the society is making, right? Like, for example, you need a college degree to be successful. This is a belief. You need a college degree to be successful. Now, why do I believe this and why does the society believe this? This is what you have to identify. Challenge the assumptions. Step number 2, challenge the assumptions. You have to think, is this always true? Do you really always need a college degree to be successful? Why? From where this belief is coming? Is it because my parents have said this? What evidence supports it? So the evidence shows that in India, say for example, I'm just randomly giving a number. Say for example, 70% or more of successful people actually do hold a college degree. That means this assumption then makes a sense. Or am I confusing this assumption with something else? So these are the questions that you ask in step number 2. And step number 3 is find the fundamental truth. What is the real purpose? So what is the real purpose of college education? This is where I will come. From the question, is college education necessary for success? I come to the third point. What is the real purpose of college education? And what is the meaning of success? Okay, so this way, what you can do is you can break down any problem into the 3 steps. Step number 1, identify the problem. Step number 2, challenge the assumptions. And step number 3, find the fundamental truth. Once you come to the fundamental truth, believe me, you will find solutions that you've never thought of. I'll give you a real world example. Airbnb. Everybody knows or at least has heard about Airbnb, right? The common belief system before Airbnb was that if you're traveling, you need to stay in a hotel, right? Travelers need hotels. But what did Airbnb do? They challenged this entire common belief system. They asked the question, do travelers actually need a hotel building or do they simply need a safe, comfortable place to sleep? Once you realize that, okay, this is just an assumption that you need a hotel building. Actually, what you need is a safe space. It can be a hotel or it can be something else. And then they came to the fundamental basic question. Okay, so it is simply a safe space to sleep or to be for some time when you're traveling. So then the fundamental truth is, if it is just a safe space, what is a safe space? And from that question they came, okay, safe space can be a home, safe space can be a room, safe space can be any safe environment that you can give to a traveler. So they came to the fundamental truth that people don't want a hotel, they want a safe place to stay. And from there they brought in Airbnb. Same principles you use for Amazon, same principle you use for Uber. If you study these great real life examples, you will see that they break down the assumptions that the society already has made and go to the fundamental truth of the question, that actually what is the problem, actually what is the need of the day, and based on that they bring the new solutions. So this is first principle thinking. Today I was able to give you 3 tools. There are many more tools of critical thinking. This is just like touching the surface of the water. And all I want is, or all I just expect is that you guys go back and start thinking and using these tools and see the difference in the way you communicate and you start making your decisions. And I hope you all will have a great time from today onwards, thinking critically and become great communicators. Thank you. And let me take it back to my presiding officer role. I'm back in the presiding officer's role right now. I have to work on my transitions. The general evaluator is right about that. Now, how was today's meeting? As a presiding officer, I am not going to make any comments on the TMOD, but some couple of answers about, like, couple of feedback, anything interesting, anything you think we could have done better in the meeting as a whole. We have our guest. I think we still have our guest in the meeting. Yes, Pratham is here. So Pratham, how was today's meeting?
It was nice actually. I got to learn about the critical thinking from you. You shared a lot of really interesting ideas. I enjoyed speaker number 2. I don't know the name properly. I don't remember it right now. I really loved her energy and the way she spoke, and overall the table Sachin Jaiswal, I guess I'm pronouncing that I'm right. The stories of him and the topics, I really enjoyed that as well. And overall, it was a nice experience for me.
I think there is a technical issue, internet problem with TMOD.
Yes, I think there is some internet issue.
Okay, so okay, timer. You can, Harshal, you have results. Okay,
Now she's back. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm back, and I missed your feedback, and I missed your thoughts, Pratham. I'm sorry about that. Apologies. But I'm sure my fellow colleagues, my fellow Toastmasters will fill me in if there was any feedback or area of improvement. Anybody else who wants to share their thoughts on the meeting? Till that time, the poll results are with you, Sunil. Can you let me know once the results are in? And I think you can only announce the results, no issues there. Just let me know once you have the results. Anybody else till that time? Any feedback, any thoughts on today's meeting? What could have been better? What you liked? Okay, so then we can wait for the polls. And thank you so much for the opportunity as your PO and TMOD.
Okay, I'm announcing the results. So your favorite table topic speakers. Yours truly, I am and Smruti Sarika Mohanty. And favorite auxiliary role taker, listener, language evaluator Rahul Swami. Now, favorite evaluator, none other than Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. And main role taker is on the screen. Toastmaster of the day, presiding officer, Joane Joseph. And favorite speaker is also here on the screen. Toastmaster Devishree V. Now, please attend the
Thank
meeting.
you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil, for announcing the results. Yes, Harshal, go ahead.
I
You
think
have
we
something
can
to say.
spotlight everyone and take a picture.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll spotlight everyone. Ganesh, Smruti, Rahul, Chitrangana, please, if you guys can come for a few seconds on the camera. You guys are so patient. You are lovely people. You waited till the end. And even if we skip the break, still we are 3 minutes late. Yet you still waited. So please come on camera, Chitrangana, Rahul, if you can. Harshal, let me know when you're taking the snap.
Joanne, you are calling me.
Yes, I'm calling you to be on camera.
Okay.
We are taking a snap, a shot, and we can't miss
Okay.
the general evaluator. Yeah, okay. Harshal.
Okay. Okay. That's so nice of you. Thank you.
Smile, guys, smile.
Yeah, we have taken them.
Thank you so much. With this, I officially adjourn the meeting. It was very lovely to meet all of you and be there today. Bye bye. Good night. Have
Thank
your
you.
dinners wherever you are. Have a nice week and
Everyone.
weekend. Bye bye.
Right. Bye bye.
Everyone.